What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Divine Journey 2. I am trying to set up recipes. There have been a number of recipes and stuff that I've just been kind of avoiding. One of those has been this guy. No, they go on the top. Okay, let's put these in here, and I need some ender alloy, and I need a resonating crystal, or whatever crystal that is, vibrant crystal. I've been working on some automations. So for any of you who haven't been paying attention, it has been almost 2 months since I last recorded for this one. But I have been playing off and on. Okay, well, I have added a number of automations. I've also been doing a little bit of work around the base, just beefing things up a bit. So as you can see, this wall has expanded a little bit. I have added our industrial leather over here. It gets crafted with some imp leather and buffalo hide down here first to give us the scraps. These don't have a buffer. It's just what's right here. And they get pushed up to here where there's a recipe to make raw industrial leather. Raw industrial leather is then pushed into this chemical injection chamber, which is taking sodium, which we are collecting. Where's my thing? So we're collecting sodium down here. In one of these guys. So this guy is making brine. The brine is coming out the side of it into a electrolytic separator, which is giving us sodium and chlorine. Right now, the chlorine is just getting thrown away. Actually, I think it's back here. Is it? No, it's somewhere. The chlorine is just getting thrown away at the moment, but we may use it later. But the sodium is being channeled up here for our raw industrial leather to become industrial leather. This little setup here bypasses the need for the arc reactor, or the arc furnace that's over there. I've also added these guys down here, just a bunch of the control circuits. They're a little bit slow to craft, but I'm not too worried about it. It's starting to fill up as needed, and I am working on setting up these guys down here. So it is 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I forgot. I need the ender alloy, which we have up here. I also haven't set up the interfaces for this. But I have been working on a lot of things since last time. I have upgraded a lot of our drawers here. They now take, or at least for some of our things. Yeah, there you go. Electrum. We now have up to 16 stacks. Conductive iron is up to 16 stacks. Things are starting to fill in as we go. I haven't done any of these ones, I don't think. But this is what I need at the moment. I've also expanded things over here, and you will notice there's a nether star drawer with 11 stacks of nether stars. I set up a wither farm. It took me a couple tries. I blew up part of my animal tower, but I set up a wither farm. It's actually not here, so that's something. Go ahead and set up our recipe for this, and these guys. There is our ender rope. We're going to use this. Sawdust is my filler for keeping things locked. Remember the current items, and I think there should be enough in there for it to craft one. These will go in here. And if I give some conduits to this, it'll work. and a power conduit. That should give me my one rope. And there we go. We have ender rope automated, which... Oh, that's making an ingot up there, I think. And that bottom one, I think it was. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've set some of this stuff up. I will finish setting this up. Today is not going to be a real day of progression or anything. I will figure out how to improve some stuff. I have also added this wall. Today is just going to be a day of updates, if you haven't noticed. But we've introduced this wall. All of this is for on-demand crafting. We have a gear compactor, a plate compactor, boom, a pulverizer, which really doesn't do a whole lot, but then a magnet crucible and fluid transposer, which this is all hooked up back here. They have interfaces and stuff. And this interface actually pushes into here, but this has a bunch of recipes for things that that need to be crafted. These are all required for powered spawners, which you'll notice I have 4 of them right here. I like this feature that the powered spawners have. So each of these is set up for something specific. So this is a bat. It has a soul vial inside it. It is set to capture. I did not mean to pull that out, but you know what I can do is smack you. Smack. And if I put you back in there, you can see it does not spawn bats, but it will just place them in a soul vial. There we go. Inside each one of these soul binders is also another soul vial with the already caught creature. And there are conduits in here to feed them the correct items to be able to make stuff with them. So I have bats, I have endermen, I have zombies, and I have witches. Now I might need more of them in the long run. We'll get to that whenever we get to that. I have been working on upgrading a lot of our systems over here. As you can see, I've done some big upgrades on this one, just because it's actually getting used elsewhere. Most of these ones really aren't, except for the stone burnt. But it's already got some upgrades. A lot of this stuff hasn't been changed, but right here is our biggest change right now. All of these have been upgraded to the maximum level factory. These are elite factories on each one of these, with the exception of our glowstone ingots, our niter production, which is just coming from gunpowder, and I have not upgraded our Osglow glass stuff, or our Osglow stuff, just because some of the stuff they require, like the glowstone ingots, require glowstone dust, which I don't have a steady supply of at the moment. Everything else here comes from things that we are producing, whether it be with our quarry upstairs or otherwise. This wall hasn't changed. This wall has not really changed, but I've upgraded this a little bit. And I think it is now officially set up as a closed cycle thing. I just had to keep it fed with oil sand, which it's working. I'm not really running into any issues. I did have a little problem of running out of tar at one point, but I have a fluid transposer here set up that all I have to do is feed it with some smoldering tar, which I have a couple tanks of upstairs as a backup, and it kicks it off again, and it essentially gets itself going. So that's always a nice feature to have. I don't think anything's changed here. No. Nothing has really changed over here, except I have removed some of the limits, or I've increased capacity. So like our charcoal is 256 stacks now. Sticks are 2,000. 256 stacks of planks. And we have our leather that's actually working now down here, our treated leather. I have not changed anything over here, with the exception of, I think I did this at one point, but we have cinnabar, iridium, and platinum being produced over here. It is just producing from the iridium ore coming from our mining laser in the end. It all gets brought over here. The cinnabar is made from the quicksilver that is coming from our quarry. And yeah, that's about it. I have obsidian being produced here from lava, which is being produced in a lava fabricator up there. This wall, I don't think I've made any changes to. But this was the wall I wanted to get going. For what I just pulled out. Or was it went right back in, so probably paper. This was what I really wanted to get going, was this industrial leather. Because now that means I can start producing this ender rope, which means the advanced ender ingots, which we need for some of the stuff that we're moving forward with. I've also increased these guys, these 3 specifically. They are now 32 stacks each. As you can see, we're full. And I think somewhere in the barrel crate up there, I have a couple extras. Most of these ones I'm still keeping pretty low just because I don't have steady supplies of those. I think I've also increased the capacities on these guys, so that is down to 32 stacks on each of them. Yeah. Lots of things going on over here. But this was our biggest boost over here. We got those automated so that I can now just request a spawner as needed. Most of our drawers and stuff over here are still the same as they were last time. Went over that stuff. Let's go check out our wither farm. So I did build the portal to the void. This is the only thing that is over there right now is the wither farm. I need to put a fence over here. The only thing here is the wither farm. As you can see, it is a large box with a mob crusher on the outside. It is set on a timer so that it only keeps one spawned at a time, because I really don't need that many nether stars at the moment. As you can see, here's my setup. I have a dimensional transceiver, a withered builder, a timer. I have the boss of death muffler, which doesn't really work that great. And I actually have hidden over here in the corner. You can't really see it, but hiding back here in the corner, the reason this area is closed in, there is a absorption hopper with a quantum entangleporter. So the quantum entangleporter is collecting the nether stars and the other drops from this. The mob crusher is just collecting the essence. The other stuff doesn't really go anywhere. But the entangleporter and absorption hopper are collecting everything, and the reason I set it up that way is because if a wither were to break out of this in any way, and I set this up because this happened in on my other attempt at this, the wither spawned and got pushed out of the box somehow and was flying around the inside of my animals tower. It destroyed our blocks that we had for it, including our wither builder, the mob crusher, and that stuff. It broke them, so they were just sitting on the ground. They hadn't been completely destroyed, but they were just there. This way, our absorption hopper there is a closed chamber that the wither cannot fit in, cannot get into, and cannot destroy. That absorption hopper will collect anything in this vicinity that is destroyed and send it through the quantum entangleport. Now, on the other side, I have not set up a, what would you call it, an overflow in case anything like that happens. But on the other side, our quantum entangleporter is just right here and it just dumps into the drawers. Hence the reason I have these up here. I don't really care for them. Which is why all of this is set to one, just a normal drawer. It's just 8 stacks. It'll fill up and then void everything else. I think the only thing on here that's useful is the wither ash, or the withering souls. All the other stuff we're getting elsewhere. The wither ash we're getting from the mob farm in the nether. XP we're getting everywhere. And sulfur I have 256 stacks from our energized dark ingots. So I don't really care about it. But that is giving us large amounts of nether stars faster than we can use them, but they will come in handy later. Now I know we will need more later on, which is where it comes into play that I have it on a timer at the moment. As we start to need them more, I can speed up the timer and then eventually just remove it depending on how fast we need them. Other than that, I haven't really done a whole lot of anything. Just been kind of working around the base, upgrading machines and stuff. Our Moa over here. Upgrading our machines. and just getting, in general, an improved base. So down here at the mob farm, I have made a few small adjustments. You can see our mob farm is getting taller. But we have also added imps, and we have our guardian farms down here. I have buttons for them as well. And if I go take a look inside, they are off at the moment, but they are set up like this, specifically so that things will spawn. This is the imp spawner up here, and they can spawn above on those slabs or above those slabs because they're only 1 block tall. But these are our spawners. As you can see, they've got their redstone. There's power running through the middle between them. And yeah, it's working out great. As you can see, we've got 500 stacks of imp leather, the raw imp hide. I don't think we're going to use, it's just a food item. And we have 127 stacks of prismarine stuff. So I think we're good on that stuff for a little while. The only other thing that I have changed, I think... So yeah, you can see me building like stairs to get up here, but this is where I had originally built the wither farm. And because of it escaping and getting out, there's now some new caves and stuff around. So I went through and I lit up as much as I could. But I think there's still 1 or 2 spots that I didn't get. Because I think it made it to up here. It nearly destroyed the side of our base, but it dug out this little hole. One of them went off this way. We've gotten that taken care of. And that's no longer an issue. The last big upgrade that we have for right now is actually up at our ME systems. So we know we had these interfaces and molecular assemblers set up. At the moment, they are still just kind of here. I actually have an interface with nothing in it. Pattern expansion cards, but it doesn't have anything. Interesting. Because all of these ones have recipes in them. But not this one. I wonder why that is. Not this one either. Everything here should have a channel. I have set up things over here for us to have our crafting co-processing units and crafting units and everything. I'm starting to get these things set up. I think I might have a set of each of these on this side as well as on that side. Or maybe I'll do the next set over here and just put another interface tower above. If I come look down here, everything is connected. Everything has their P2Ps. You have 8 of 32 channels. I don't know why anything on you is not working properly. I've also been looking at our channel production, or our channel usages. And we're getting a little close on a couple of them. One of them I'm going to have to make some adjustments for is our first floor where we added the spawners and stuff down here. Because if I go downstairs and I take a look, I've also had to upgrade some lines around here. If I come take a look right here, we are at 31 of 32 channels. This is our first incident of a almost full P2P. What I'm thinking about doing is actually splitting off this stuff over here, because this is 12 channels right here, and then another 19 on that side, is maybe push this P2P that way, and split off another one right here to handle all this stuff, because this is like the powered spawners, and this whole little corner right here with all the AE2 processors and stuff, as well as this drawer down here, which is the second floor. That would be the full coke setup, which this hasn't run in ages. Neither has that, but we're not actually using that. That whole floor at this point is just cosmetic. I could probably tear it out and reuse the area, but I actually like having it. The only thing I don't like is I don't like having this big refinery sitting outside. But I can't really do much about it because it's a very awkward machine. And it's odd numbered sides. The rest of my base is all even numbers. So I can't really do anything with it. It's the only thing that sits there. I could just like push a wall back or something, put it in its own little room in there. Or something, I don't know. But it's the only thing there. We have our workbench down there with our blueprints sitting right above it. But other than that, this whole floor is essentially cosmetic at this point. The generators, they do still run. A large part of the base still runs off of them. The mob farm in particular runs off the base, off of these guys, as well as anything running off of these power cells still comes from here. Now, it isn't a 100% runtime. As you can see, this one's not even running at the moment. But this one is flickering. So, I do still stick my power cells up here to charge. I still have some power cells that I'm using in various places, like oil sand, because I just move it around. But for the most part, that is everything I've been doing. I will be looking forward to getting some more real progress done in the next video. Oh, there's our other big upgrade that we've had. 16K ME cells. I have actually been working on recipes and stuff for all kinds of things. So I have a lot of things that are now auto-craftable. What is it? This one I can now remove because we're going to be passive crafting that. And also I learned I can do that. Huzzah! But I am going to be working on passiving a lot of things. I have, as you can see, a lot of craftable stuff now. All the way up to these photovoltaic cell 5 to make solar panels. Solar panel 7. Which I think our ME system is now running on. We have a couple of them out here, as well as the power from that windmill, the thermoelectric generators underneath, and these water wheels, which really don't do much, but they give enough of a trickle that this system will never fully shut down. It's kind of convenient. It'll shut down, but it'll like start to flicker. Anyways, that's it for this time, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I know, nothing really happening in this video, but this is what happens when you leave for 2 months and then you finally come back. Is you end up with a lot of little small changes and updates. I just realized I haven't been in this little house for a few months. And I'm talking like 4 months. That is a lot of junk. Anything good? Reaper. Nothing super good in there. This would look great if it was a vanilla server. But not for here. There's a resources fisher from Industrial Fort going that I can build if I need more stuff from that. But anyways, I have blabbed on for almost an entire video length straight. Not doing much. Cal here has just been enjoying his alloy shop, which I think we're going to have to expand soon. We're running out of space right here. I'm thinking we're going to move our stuff, our little cluster of trophies and maps and armor and little things like this. Relocate this. Maybe I'll put it in this house over here with the fisher. I mean, it doesn't really need to be there. I do have the plans that our pathway is going to come out this way. As you can see, I have a little custom tree over here. This is one of the... I forget what it's called. Recurrent complex trees. As is that. I like that tree. That tree came out very, very perfect right there. But I wanted something a little bit smaller to fit in right here. And it worked out well. But our path is eventually going to come out this way, down over here. And I'll have a little branch that comes off to this house. But it's going to branch to over here. I may dig this out so the water continues through and build a little island right here to expand over to that island where we're going to start to get a lot of our bigger stuff that we need to be moving into, including blood magic, Botania, Bombcraft, and astral sorcery. That stuff is all going to end up over on that island. We're going to have an enemy line that heads over there, whether it's a whole ton of them or just a handful. I don't know yet. I know we're going to need a lot of things, but we'll figure that out. Anyway, that's going to be it for this time, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time, or hopefully we actually make some decent progress. For now, like I said, that's me for this time, guys. See ya.